Welcome back, insiders. Now, whenever you read that something is at all-time highs or is approaching record highs, there might be a really good buy or sell opportunity somewhere. And in this case, I was reading the Morning Brew, and if I come down here to KPIs, there's a interesting KPI that you guys might have heard of already that got me thinking, maybe there is that good buy or sell opportunity somewhere. It's not the first time I heard it, but this is the first time I did a little bit more of a deep dive into it. So what's going on? Global military spending hit an unprecedented high of 2.2 trillion last year, thanks to, in part, the war in Ukraine and the ambitions of China, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. But nobody spends on the military like the US spends. The US $877 billion expenditure was 3 times bigger than the country with the next largest budget, China, and amounted to more cash than the next 10 biggest spenders paid out combined, including China. So these are some pretty staggering stats. And I was thinking, let's go ahead and check out some of these stocks that we're talking about here. So I made a little bit of tweet and I listed the top 3 US ones, or ones at least traded on the US stock exchange: LMT, BA, NOC, GD, RTX, and LDOS. All of which, except BA, are kind of near all-time highs. Now, first, let me show you what the politicians have been up to, and then the company insiders are doing on these companies. And then I'll also show you guys what CNBC thinks. And finally, I'll talk about my thoughts as a momentum trader. Are these tickers something that I would be swing trading based on my strategy, which is basically identify a trend and get on it as early as possible and hold as long as the trend is still true. The first of these defense or aerospace defense stocks that I want to talk about is LMT, Lockheed Martin. And if you scroll down, you can see some of the Senate trading and the House trading, with the last transaction being a sale, although the House is kind of mixed while the Senate is a little bit more leaning towards selling. The insider trading, and let me actually move my face over here quickly, is a lot more bearish looking, where the insiders overall every quarter are selling much more aggressively than they are buying, with 2022 Q2 and Q4 being the exception. And if you scroll down here a little bit further, you'll see the CNBC recommendation as of last month. Actually, this month is bullish. So it doesn't really align with what the insiders are doing in the recommendation. We'll talk about the stock price in a second. Let me go through these other companies really quickly. We have Boeing, and this is actually the ticker I found to be the outlier, where the insiders are actually purchasing the inside trading, which isn't loading right now. Let me refresh this one more time. Right here, there's a lot of insider buying going on in Q4. And if we scroll down here a little bit, ironically, Jim Cramer is bearish. This is the one ticker I actually found very, very bullish relative to the other tickers. Again, we'll talk about the stock price specifically and what I think about it as a momentum trader. But let me go through these other companies very fast. NOC. Similar situation. You can see some senator trading, but it's not as interesting. It's also a little bit older. There is house trading, more new, but it's a bit of a mixed bag, even the same person buying and selling. You could see a lot of sellers overall. CNBC also bullish again. So it seems like when the insiders are selling, CNBC is bullish. Very odd. GD, the next company here, is also a lot of insider selling. The Senate is also selling, but again, these are a little bit older. And then if you scroll down all the way, Jim Cramer again bullish on this one. So take that as you will. We also have RTX. Right now, CNBC bullish, insiders selling, and the Senate and House right here purchasing. And yeah, kind of bullish, I would probably argue on that. But the insiders are really selling. So this is what really stood out to me, is it seems like no matter what ticker I'm looking at, except Boeing, the insiders are running for the woods, and CNBC, except LDOS, is actually recommending to buy. Now, let me talk about what I think, or let's go to the stock price of these tickers. First, LMT, Lockheed Martin. Now, this ticker is, and I think we should even scroll it out a little bit more. Let's go to a weekly chart. This ticker was in a very solid range here, and this was about 2007 to 2014. It was stuck in a range. So pretty much 7 years this ticker was stuck in a range, and then it finally broke out and had a beautiful front side trend, 360%, unless you start from the real bottom of this range, more like 600, 700%. The problem I have with this ticker, and typically I like these front side trends, and this ticker looks to be holding that trend very nicely. The problem I have is decreasing volume and the fact that right now it is pretty high, and it just had a shooting star setup where there was heavy rejection here. So I'm not very confident in that. Makes me a little bit nervous, and it just doesn't feel like the risk reward is very nice. At the end of this video, I'll show you guys a stock, to me, that has a lot better risk reward. Now we have BA next, and remember, I'm still in the weekly chart. This is the one that CNBC was a little bit more bullish on, and there was insider buying as well. Actually, no, CNBC was bearish on this one, but there was insider buying. Now this ticker is unique out of all of them because this one's actually stuck in a range. It has a lot of support at 120, a lot of resistance around 230. And I don't like buying tickers when they're near the high of the range. Sometimes I do range trading on specific situations, and I do find success with that strategy. But buying high in the range always makes me a little bit nervous. So if anything, I would look for a breakout and then a proper continuation, and then probably size into that continuation as long as there's low sell volume here. Otherwise, I don't think BA would be for me. We also have NOC, which is, I drew this morning where there was a little bit of a flag pattern here. We had a triple top rejection and then a sell-off. So this one, more of a bear flag to me, and it looks like it might be trending down from here. So I'm a little bit nervous. I wouldn't want to be buying until it found support and started trending back up. But a lot of these tickers, again, just like LMT, Lockheed Martin, this ticker was about in a 7-year range, and then it started trending higher. This one a lot more than Lockheed Martin. And I just feel like maybe with the industry, the war industry right now at max spending, or the most spending we've ever seen, maybe we're hitting some all-time high as well on some of these companies. So I don't know if right now would be the time for me to want to be bullish on them. GD, General Dynamics Corp, similar situation, had multiple tops here, and now it is trending down. It still hasn't broke its little bit of a front side trend, but I'm just not sure if I can justify this one. Technically, it is an ascending channel right now, which do tend to end bearish. So maybe it's going to have a rejection here and then keep selling off. But right now, there is some support in this trend line. We have RTX as well. And RTX, I was like, that's not it. That's not the right one. This ticker, a lot of tops here. Very, very high. Also had that strong trend starting around 2014, like Lockheed Martin and GD. And again, it would be tough for me to want to trade these tickers, primarily because the trend has already 5x'd or 10x'd, and now they're getting very top heavy and decreasing volume. It shows to me that there's some divergence going on, and that's not usually a good sign. The last one really quickly, LDOS. This ticker, I drew this channel this morning, had a lot of nice tops and constant good support. What got me really nervous on this ticker is if you scroll in, you never want to see these breaks of support and especially hold below it. So we had multiple closes below. If you pop right back above, like right here, this is a good bear trap. That's what I like to see. If you have one close, okay, that's maybe fine, but multiple closes always makes me very nervous. So even if this did pop back above, I'd be nervous that it would just continue selling off. Right now, most likely that lower area of the channel will act as resistance, and this will start trending down. So it kind of seems like we're seeing a lot of very top-heavy things going on right now. If you would like me to show you a really good 1-to-4 risk reward setup on a stock, check out this video. It's going to be linked somewhere here where I go over Indy, and you can see some of my buy entries here as well, where I think there is a better risk reward on this one, although I do talk about my profit target and my stop loss, which luckily the sell volume here is a little bit lighter, but I am getting a bit nervous about this one. Another thing I do want to discuss, which would make me a little bit nervous, is looking to hold into the market, just the macro events we're going into. We have a lot going on with macro news. So we have durable goods news coming out Wednesday. Thursday, we have GDP growth rate coming out. Then we have personal income, then personal spending, core price index. And the Fed's going to start making a decision on increasing or decreasing rates. So I'm a little bit nervous about buying into that ahead of time. So Wednesday next week, we have that Fed rate decision. So I want to be a little bit cautious. Right now, there's earnings season, and it just doesn't seem that great out there either. So I typically like to buy after the news comes out, which makes me specifically in this industry a little bit patient. I feel like there's some really good opportunities right around the corner, but I'm still a little bit hands off for now. If you do want to follow my portfolios of buys and sells, check out TradeJournal.co/Winkler, and you'll see my portfolios. There's 2 portfolios, the swing trading one and the Invest 52 challenge. Just check out here to view all my portfolios. That might be more relevant to this video and my last video because they're more about longer holds, swing trading, and investing. If you are bullish on these defense stocks or bearish on these defense stocks, I'd actually love to hear what you think in the comments below. And if there's anything else you'd like me to check out, please don't hesitate to drop that below as well. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.